I get on to a Monday sit-at-home thing, which is very unfortunate. We've made it very clear if you are agitating for anything, you are holding yourself down by now killing your own people under the pretext of Monday sit-at-home. I think even Nnamdi Kanu himself and his IPOB, at least on record in terms of press releases that were sent out by IPOB that they did not support the Monday sit-at-home. It was some criminal elements doing that. And we take them for their word that that's true.
Governor Charles Soludo has come out boldly again, and this time he's making headlines across the nation. The Anambra State governor made it clear that he does not support any form of separatist movement or agitation that could break Nigeria apart. He said it very openly that the southeast region, the Igbo people, need Nigeria and that Nigeria also needs them. My people, this statement is causing a lot of talk right now, both in the political space and among ordinary citizens. While some are clapping for Soludo, saying he is speaking the truth at the right time, others are not too happy with his comment. They believe he is trying to please those in power instead of standing firmly with the people calling for justice and equality. Please, before we continue, if you're following this gist and you want me to keep bringing you real stories like this, just hit the like button and subscribe right now. It helps this channel grow and keeps you updated always. Now, let's go deeper into what's happening. Soludo said that he doesn't believe in the idea of separating from Nigeria and that the Southeast will only grow stronger by working together with other parts of the country. According to him, the development and future of the Igbo people can only be achieved when the region is fully part of Nigeria, not when it tries to stand alone. He made this statement during a political interview where he talked about how much damage the sit-at-home orders and unrest have caused in the Southeast. He said many people are tired of fear and insecurity and that the Monday sit-at-home that used to keep people indoors has now become something voluntary, meaning people are no longer hiding. They just choose to rest on that day, but not because they are afraid anymore. This statement has drawn mixed reactions. Some supporters of the indigenous people of Biafra, IPOB, are saying Soludo doesn't understand the struggle, while others are saying he's only telling the truth that many leaders are afraid to say. Soludo went further to say that those enforcing violence and making the region unsafe are not helping anybody. He said, people are destroying their own businesses, scaring away investors, and stopping their own progress. And truly, when you think about it, it's hard to argue with that, because when businesses close down and schools can't open, everyone suffers. My people, if you're watching, do you agree with Soludo on this? Drop your thoughts in the comment section, and don't forget to like this video and subscribe so you don't miss any of our updates. Now, this statement comes at a very sensitive time, because as we speak, there's a lot of renewed energy around the Free Nnamdi Kanu campaign. Many people in the southeast and across Nigeria are demanding that the federal government should release Nnamdi Kanu, the leader of IPOB. You know, his detention has been one of the key reasons behind many of the protests, sit-at-home orders, and agitation across the region. Soludo himself had earlier called for Kanu's release some months ago, but this time around his tone is different. He's focusing on peace and dialogue. He said instead of promoting division, it's better for Igbo leaders, including traditional rulers, religious leaders, and political figures, to sit down and talk about the future of the Southeast in a united Nigeria. And that's where the whole matter gets interesting. Because while he is saying that peace and unity are the only way forward, some of the people pushing for the Free Nnamdi Kanu movement believe that unity cannot exist without justice. They argue that the Southeast has been left behind for too long, that opportunities are not equal, and that the only way the region can truly progress is to have total control over its own destiny. So, it's not just a political talk, it's a deep emotional issue for many families who have lost loved ones or businesses during this period of unrest. Let's be honest, the sit-at-home policy has really affected the economy of the Southeast. Markets don't open, transport workers stay home, and students lose valuable school days. Soludo said he has been working hard to change this pattern in Anambra, trying to convince people that the best protest is productivity, not shutting down the economy. He made it clear that he wants to see Anambra grow in business, technology, and education. He said if you stay home on Monday, you are only hurting your own income and your neighbor's livelihood. He added that the fear that once gripped the region is now fading and people are slowly returning to their normal routines. Now, let's talk about why this issue is dividing opinions. You see, in politics, timing is everything. Soludo's comments are coming just as more protests are being planned across the country to demand Nnamdi Kanu's release. So, some people think his message is a way to calm tension before those protests take off. Others feel he's drawing a clear line between governance and activism. He wants to be seen as a governor focused on development, not agitation, but that doesn't mean he is against his people. From all he said, you can tell he believes in the strength of the Igbo nation, but he wants to achieve it within the system, not outside it. If you're watching this now, I want to know your opinion. Do you think Soludo is right for calling for peace and unity, or do you believe he is ignoring the real pain of the people? Let me know in the comments below, and please, if you haven't yet, hit the like button and subscribe right now so we can keep giving you balanced stories like this every day. Now, something else Soludo said that really got attention was that he believes many people are misunderstanding what the agitation truly means. He said a lot of those enforcing violence are not even doing it for the cause anymore. Some are just using the situation to commit crimes and cause fear. According to him, real freedom cannot come through violence or self-destruction, but through development, education, and strategic negotiation. He urged Igbo youths to focus on building businesses, learning skills, and participating in governance rather than being drawn into violence. That's a strong message, especially coming from a man who has served as the governor of the central bank and now leads one of the most important states in the region. Let's also look at the broader picture. What Soludo said touches on the unity of Nigeria as a whole. For decades, this country has faced several separatist movements, from the Niger Delta to the southwest and the northeast. But the southeast agitation has always been one of the most emotional, mainly because of the Biafra war history. So when a leader from that region says, "We need Nigeria and Nigeria needs us," it carries a lot of weight. It's not just politics. It's about identity, belonging, and national healing. Now, I know many of you might say, but what about the unfair treatment, the lack of federal projects, and the political imbalance? Those are real issues, no doubt. Even Soludo agrees that the Southeast deserves better treatment, but his argument is that leaving Nigeria will not solve those problems. He believes working within the system and pushing for fairness is the better path. He's basically saying, let's build what we can control instead of destroying it out of frustration. Another interesting point is how this whole matter could affect upcoming elections and the political balance in the region. Soludo's stance might attract support from moderates who want stability, but it could also cost him support among people who feel the agitation is the only language that gets results. Politics in Nigeria is complex, and one statement can shift the mood of an entire region. But one thing is certain, Soludo is trying to position himself as a man of peace, someone who believes in development over division. Before we continue, if you're still with me, please hit that like button right now and subscribe if you haven't. It really helps us grow and keeps you connected to the latest updates as they happen. Now, think about this. If the energy and passion that go into protests were used for innovation and development in the Southeast, imagine how powerful the region would be. Soludo believes that by channeling that same passion into building the economy, education, and technology, the Igbo people can become stronger than ever. He said unity doesn't mean silence, it means speaking up for what is right, but doing so through peaceful and productive means. In all, this story isn't just about Soludo's statement. It's about a region at a crossroads. On one side, there's the call for separation. On the other side, there's the call for unity and inclusion. Both sides are driven by the desire for respect and progress. The question now is, which path will truly bring that progress? That's the conversation we all need to have, not just in the Southeast, but across Nigeria. All right, my people, that's where I'll pause for now. If you're enjoying this gist and want me to continue the next part, where I'll break down how Soludo's comment could shape future politics in the Southeast and what to expect from the Free Nnamdi Kanu campaign. All right, let's continue. Please, if you haven't liked this video yet, pause for just a second and hit the like button right now. It helps a lot. And don't forget to subscribe too, so you'll always get these deep and interesting updates straight from me. Now, let's move deeper into what Soludo's comments could mean for politics, security, and even the future of leadership in the Southeast. You see, when a sitting governor speaks about unity at a time like this, it's not just a random statement, it's a signal. It shows where the power dynamics are shifting. Soludo is not only speaking as the governor of Anambra, he's speaking as one of the most influential voices in the Southeast right now. Remember, he's a respected economist, a former central bank governor, and someone who has a reputation for intelligence and diplomacy. So when he says the Southeast needs Nigeria, people listen. But here's the twist. That message of unity might put him at odds with some of the younger generation who have grown tired of waiting for change. Many of them feel that the promises of inclusion have been made before but never fulfilled. They've seen governments come and go, yet the same issues remain: lack of good roads, low federal presence, limited representation in top government positions, and rising insecurity. So when Soludo says, "We need Nigeria," many are asking, does Nigeria truly need us too? And if it does, why are we not seeing equal development and fair opportunities? Now, this is where Soludo's leadership will really be tested. It's not enough to say that unity is the way forward. He has to show it through action. He has to make Anambra a living example of what good governance looks like when you stay within the Nigerian system. People want to see results better: schools, safer streets, working hospitals, more jobs. If he can deliver that, then maybe, just maybe, more people will begin to believe that unity can bring progress. Because, let's be honest, talk alone can't change the narrative, action does. As this debate continues, the Number Free Nnamdi Kanu campaign is still gaining momentum. Protesters and activists are calling for his immediate release, saying his continued detention is unfair and politically motivated. Some groups have planned peaceful demonstrations in Abuja and other cities, urging the government to listen. Soludo's recent statement has made people wonder if he's trying to prepare the ground for dialogue between the government and the pro-Biafra movement. After all, he has previously said that dialogue is the only way forward. Maybe this is his subtle way of reminding both sides that peace can't come through fighting, it has to come through understanding. Now, let's not forget that Soludo is also dealing with the everyday realities of running a state. He's been vocal about improving education, boosting local industries, and encouraging people to invest in Anambra instead of leaving for other parts of the country. He's been pushing for a digital economy, better infrastructure, and rural development. These are the kind of steps that, if followed through, can help reduce the frustration that often drives young people into agitation. Because when people see progress, they begin to believe again. If you're watching right now, I want to ask you this: do you think Soludo's message of peace will calm the situation, or do you think it might create more tension among those who want stronger action? Tell me in the comments. I really want to hear your perspective. And please, don't forget to like and subscribe. Your support keeps this channel alive. Now, another interesting thing happening around this issue is the reaction from other Southeast leaders. Many of them have been silent or cautious about commenting publicly on IPOB or the Number Free Nnamdi Kanu campaign. But Soludo's bold statement might encourage others to speak up. If more governors and political figures take the same stance, it could mark a shift in the regional narrative from agitation to dialogue and development. It might even lead to a unified Southeast leadership front that focuses on demanding fairness within Nigeria instead of separation from it. At the same time, this doesn't mean the agitation will disappear overnight. These are deep-rooted issues and emotions are still high. The people calling for Kanu's release are not just doing it for politics. For many of them, it's about justice, identity, and hope. They see him as a symbol of courage who stood up to the system. So the tension between those pushing for unity and those pushing for freedom will likely continue. The question is, how can both sides find common ground without violence or more division? That's the real challenge ahead. Now let's look at the bigger picture, Nigeria itself. The truth is, unity can only work if there's fairness. Soludo's words remind everyone that the Igbo people play a huge role in Nigeria's economy and culture. From trade to education to innovation, the Southeast contributes greatly to the nation. So when he says, Nigeria needs the Igbo man and the Igbo man needs Nigeria, he's basically saying, let's stop fighting each other and start building together. That's a strong call for balance and national healing. Imagine if every region in Nigeria decided to focus more on partnership than division. Imagine if, instead of competing for power, leaders started competing for progress, more jobs, better schools, cleaner cities, stronger industries. That's the kind of mindset Soludo is trying to promote. He's saying we can't keep burning our own house to prove a point. We have to rebuild it and make it stronger. And that's a message that everyone, not just Igbos, should think about. Before we wrap up this part, please hit that like button right now if you're enjoying this gist. And don't forget to subscribe for more balanced, real-time stories. Your support really helps this platform grow.